Hi, I'm Rick Knockfee here to talk about the new Inspire 1394 recording system. The Inspire 1394 is a FireWire recording device which is made up of three different components. You get the hardware Breakout Box, which includes all of your inputs and outputs. You get the software control panel, which allows you to control all of the physical inputs and outputs. And lastly, a whole collection of recording software, loop building software, samples, and plugins. All of this turning your computer into a full-fledged recording studio. So let's take a look at the Breakout Box. On the front panel of the Inspire, you'll find inputs 1 and 2. You have XLR mic level inputs, as well as instrument level quarter-inch inputs. On the back, inputs 3 and 4 are RCA level, and you can also switch those to accommodate phonograph or turntable inputs. Next are the stereo RCA level outputs, as well as a 1/8 inch stereo output. You have headphone output as well, which is also 1/8 inch stereo, and dual FireWire connectors for daisy chaining another FireWire compatible device, including daisy chaining multiple Inspires for more inputs. Lastly, the power switch, which of course powers the Inspire. You can also get power for the Inspire from a standard 6-pin FireWire cable. The second component of the Inspire is the software control panel, and this is where we can control all of the physical inputs and outputs at those levels. Right here we have the gain level of inputs 1 and 2. You also have a 10 dB boost, which will increase the gain for low output microphones and that sort of thing. You also have 48 volt phantom power for condenser microphones, as well as an analog limiter which will control peaks so you don't clip your A to D converter on those inputs. The level for inputs 3 and 4 are also controlled right here, and this is the phono filter that you can kick in if you want to make those inputs a phonograph level input for turntable and that kind of thing. This light-colored section is the software mixer, which allows you to monitor in real time all of the inputs and mix that in with the playback coming from the computer. You also have your speaker output level as well as your headphone output level, and you have a mute for your speaker output level as well. After that, you also have control over the sample rate and latency, and you can change those, and they also is reflected in whatever host recording software you're using. And finally, we have the load save function. And this is the coolest part. What it allows you to do basically is take a snapshot of all of the settings of the control panel and come back at a later time and recall those settings. So for example, if I need to recut a vocal that I did 3 weeks ago, I can load those settings in, the original level, phantom power, any of the parameters, and it'll come back identically like I did 3 weeks ago. And those are the basic components you get with the Inspire 1394. You get the hardware box, the software control panel to control all of the inputs and outputs, and a whole plethora of recording software, loop building software, samples, and plugins. Basically everything that you need to turn your computer into a full-blown recording studio.